You can't truly hurt someone who isn't emotionally invested in you and doesn't really care about you or about what you think. And this is how it goes with a narcissist. Narcissists do not have an emotional attachment to people. They might be addicted to this person, but not actually close to them. All we do is serve a purpose. But even without emotional attachment, there are still some things that we can do that deeply affect and can actually hurt a narcissist. What's even better is these things on my list that I'm going to talk about are actually what you should be doing and how you should be handling a narcissistic relationship anyway. So, what hurts a narcissist? Number 1, forgetting about them. Narcissists don't want to be forgotten by you, nor anybody else for that matter. They really need to live rent-free in people's heads for ever. This makes it a lot easier for them to be able to hoover. It makes them feel very important, fluffs their ego, and gives them a sense of overall superiority. If you don't forget them, that means that you'll miss them, you'll be sad forever, you'll be more likely to come back, and this is your punishment, and blah, blah, blah. Like I said in my intro, however, you should be doing this, as much as possible anyway. There's no point in dwelling on something that didn't work, that doesn't work, that never will, especially when this person has possible disorders in their brain. Boil it all down to that. They have issues they're not going to get help for, they're not interested, and you, survivor, don't need to make that your responsibility. Once things are over, you should be putting them as far behind you as you possibly can. The second thing that hurts a narcissist very much is being ignored. And this is fairly similar to forgetting about them, but I want to add it. If you ignore a narcissist, this will absolutely send a shock through their system. It will be even more mind-blowing the longer that you've been in a situationship with them. Narcissists are extremely arrogant. Their superiority complex, while most of it is a lie, they still feel like they own you. They have you wrapped around their little finger and you're not going anywhere until you ignore them. This crushes that false image, that ego they have where they try to convince themselves they're just so great. What you're doing when you do anything on the list basically is you're popping that little fantasy bubble, especially when you go radio silent. Now a narcissistic injury has set in, and this can cause them to go ballistic. They might blow up your phone, your email, show up at your work or your home. Their reactions can vary, but rest assured they don't take it lightly, and it hurts them more than they'll probably ever tell you. However, actions speak louder than words. Most of the time, their actions are quite transparent. They might hoover you and repeatedly try to reach out to you, blow up your phone, your social media, and tell you, okay, you're really testing my patience. You better come back and talk to me, and maybe I'll forgive you. I don't know if that's supposed to be some kind of threat. It sounds more like this person is very nervous and resorting to threats and kind of scrambling, so it doesn't sound very to me. It just kind of sounds pretty pathetic, but that's how they'll try to spin it. They're doing you a favor. They're being nice to you. You should be ignoring a narcissist, again, as much as you can, because I know a lot of folks are married to people like this and have kids with them, so that can definitely be a little trickier. But you shouldn't be giving this person the rises, responses, and reactions to their bullshit that they are looking for. Absolutely not. You can chat with me one-on-one and talk more in depth about your own personal situation, vent to a fellow survivor, get your questions answered, and be provided with some tips and techniques for how to handle some issues like grieving and trauma bonding. And you can send an email to BookAChatWithJess@gmail.com, or you can set up an appointment in just a few clicks by clicking the link down in the video description to get started, and I look forward to hearing from you. Number 3, you can hurt a narcissist by causing a horrific narcissistic injury. Now, I can't say I condone purposefully causing a narcissistic injury to try to hurt this person. However, I'd be a liar if I said that I took the high road in my own situation 5 years ago, but I've learned quite a bit since then. There are a lot of times, though, where you don't even have malicious intent and you'll actually end up causing an awful narcissistic injury. So let's go over some of these things here that will cause an injury. Major humiliation will certainly do this. Let's say that you're out somewhere with this person and an argument ensues while you're out in a very public place. And they get belligerent and they tell you that they never want to see you again. So, okay, fine. You take them at their word and you get in your car and take off and leave them standing or sitting right in this venue here publicly that you're in. This is embarrassing beyond belief. But they don't want to see you again, right? So you're honoring their request and they can find their own way home since they want to act like a child. This is also called karma, by the way. But that might be something that happens to them and that will cause a huge injury. Major exposure will also be devastating and something they don't soon forget. I don't suggest wasting time trying to expose a narcissist. Even the thickest over time realize what's happening. If you do choose to do this, because I can't tell you what to do, it will last and it will absolutely sting. A narcissist cannot risk losing not only you, but other sources of supply on top of that. Because let's think about it. You could tell other romantic sources, family, friends, coworkers. You could tell a whole slew of people, and that could potentially cause them to lose everything if you wanted to make a case out of it. Again, I'm not really suggesting you do either of these two things. A narcissistic injury will probably just happen because these people are very easily offended and very easy to upset. But save your comments about how you're better than me, you take the high road or whatever. You're grown, do whatever you do. All I'm saying is sometimes these things happen and it definitely hurts them. That's what the video is all about. You clicked on it. What hurts them? This is definitely a couple things that really, really sting, really burn, and they don't soon forget it. Major breakups definitely hurt a narcissist. Let me be a little bit more specific. Huge major breakups that you initiate and walk away from hurt a narcissist. Narcs need to be right. They need to win. Even a breakup, they want to dump you on their time, on their terms, when they have a new flavor of the month all selected and picked out, and it's a good time for them to do so. But when you all of a sudden say, hey, look, I'm unhappy, I don't deserve this treatment, and I'm leaving. Whoa, their ego is wrecked. And this goes back to some of the points I made when I was talking about ignoring them. They don't expect this behavior out of you. You've been taking the abuse for months or possibly years, and then poof, you decide you're going to go. You pull the rug out from under a narcissist who thinks that they're 6 moves ahead and have absolute control. And you show them that, hey, actually, no, you don't. Bye now. They might not have a new source selected. They might have gotten very comfy in a lifestyle that you've been so kind to set them up with, and now all of a sudden they're losing it. They're losing everything. Narcissists don't like when they feel as if they've been outmatched, outweighed, outmeasured, and outsmarted. And when you make the choice to be done and walk, you truly strike fear and pain into a narcissist. Now, a narc might be silent about the pain that you're causing, or they can always spin it and run a guilt trip and try to drop a guilt bomb on you. It's hard to say. They might even go back and forth. Most of them talk like they really don't care while acting like it really truly bothers them. Pay attention to actions, not to words. Big, big narc injuries here. Number 4, you move on. And this can mean romantically or just with your life in general. You're not supposed to be okay without this person. They thought they had all of this set up where you would just die without them in your life. Except you didn't. You're feeling the pain. You're in the shit, but when you come out of it, you'll realize life is way better without this person. You're never really supposed to do well, but a narcissist certainly doesn't want you to do well and enjoy life without them. They also don't want you to move on romantically. You absolutely belong to them. A lot of narcissists can be extremely possessive. Even when they don't want you, weirdly enough, you're just supposed to sit around and wait until they're done playing somewhere else and doing what they want to do, and until they decide they want to be back with you for a hot second. You should be making the choice to be done and walk away. You should be walking away. You should be forgetting about them as best you can. You should be no contact, or if that's not an option, you should be gray rocking, limiting contact as best you can. You should be ignoring them. You should be getting on with your life, romantically when you're ready and otherwise, knocking out your goals, your dreams, and your to-do lists. Choosing to hurt, humiliate, and expose, that's up to you. But the rest, you absolutely should be doing. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.